How you doing?
Good afternoon, everybody. It's great to be here today, and I want to start because there's no better way to start a meeting, especially with all these service members behind me, than to say thanks. I want to say thanks to our veterans and service members around the world who literally give their lives, the sacrifices of their families every day to continue to protect our freedoms. Can I get a round of applause for the folks that are on the steps today? So I saw a T-shirt very recently that I thought was fantastic. It said, "Real heroes don't wear capes, they wear dog tags." And guys, this is a great example of real heroes here today. So we've got fantastic news. Thanks to partners like Governor Kemp, our General Assembly, our sister agencies, and companies and communities across the state working together, we've made Georgia an incredible place for business. Our veterans and service members are an important part of that story. Our mission at the Georgia Department of Economic Development is to bring hope and opportunity to all Georgians. And when we're marketing our state, we talk about the unique partnership approach that we have to economic development. We highlight our talented workforce and our welcoming communities, and we do our very best to help connect our cities and towns with the right businesses for their area, because we understand the deep and abiding connections that companies have, and they have the opportunity to build in their adopted Georgia homes. They truly become part of the fabric of the community that they move into. And that's very true for SK Battery America in Commerce in Northeast Georgia, where I call home. Not only is the Quick Start program working with SK to train Georgians for their jobs, but SK is ahead of their hiring schedule on site with more than 1,500 employees whose lives have improved through quality jobs. This company, whose utmost value is to share happiness, is also giving back to schools and libraries. They recently sponsored the first Run for Greatness 5K and Fun Run, benefiting the Boys and Girls Clubs of Jackson County. SK is an excellent example of a great corporate citizen. Today's news is further evidence of their relationship with our state and how Georgia works together to utilize and to highlight every one of our state's assets, like our veterans, to help everyone succeed. Thank you to General Cardin, Commissioner Ross, for the work that you and your organizations do every day, and for coordinating with SK Battery America in their hiring initiatives and in setting a model for more businesses to follow. So we're really proud to help raise awareness of the Work for Warriors Georgia program. And of course, we could have no better partners than Governor Brian Kemp and First Lady Marty Kemp in championing Georgia's business community, our veterans, and our assets as we continue to set new records in creating jobs of the future right here in our state. So I'm going to turn it over to Governor Kemp. Governor?
Thank you, Commissioner Wilson. We appreciate that. Good afternoon, everyone. I just want to thank everyone for being here to help us celebrate a great public-private partnership that's designed to serve the brave men and women of our armed forces who return to civilian life here in Georgia, a state that will always value those who have worn the uniform with the American flag. I also want to thank our great First Lady, Marty Kemp, for being here and for all she does to help advocate for our military families. I also want to thank General Tom Cardin and the members of the Georgia National Guard who make us proud every single day in this great state. Commissioner Ross and her dedicated team at the Department of Veterans Services for what they're doing, and certainly Commissioner Wilson and his hard-working team at our top-ranked Department of Economic Development, who have worked so hard to make both today and this important partnership possible. We are especially honored to be joined by Timothy Jung, CEO of SK Battery America, Stephen Jang, and others representing this great brand that has not only chosen to bring its operations to this #1 state for business, but also investing in the people of our state through initiatives like the one that we're talking about today. So thank you both for joining us. It is also great to be joined by so many members of the General Assembly who have worked tirelessly to help us pass meaningful legislation this past session to support and empower our honored veterans. But most of all, I want to recognize the people on the steps behind us and to thank them, not just for being here today, representing our veterans from around the state, but also for their dedication to putting service above self in the various branches of the U.S. military. Again, please help me thank them for all that they have done to protect our country and its values. Thank you all very much. These veterans and others like them from across our state who have proudly served have helped make our nation stronger. They have defended our freedoms and our precious way of life, and they have made our communities better places to call home while contributing to our economic strength when they return to civilian life and begin second careers. Georgia is blessed to have a large number of current and former military members in this great state. In fact, we have the 5th largest military population in the country, with almost 700,000 former service members and over 101,000 career military retirees currently residing in Georgia. Earlier this year, with the legislature's support, we passed and enacted the state's first career military retirement income tax exemption to support the hardworking veterans like them and to ensure that they are able to keep more of their hard-earned money. I was also proud to sign into law this year the Senator Jack Hill Veterans Act, which gives Georgia taxpayers the opportunity to donate all or a portion of their annual tax refund to scholarships for disabled veterans through the Technical College System of Georgia Foundation. And with SB 96 now also law, we've made another common sense move to make life easier for our veterans, allowing them to use their ID card from the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs when they are in need of a public notary. Today, as we celebrate yet another step forward in supporting Georgia veterans, service members, and their families, I have the great honor of announcing that SK Battery America is partnering with Work for Warriors Georgia to connect veterans with its growing employers' job opportunities. In March of 2019, I had the pleasure of taking part in the groundbreaking for SK's large commerce facility. That site began production in January of this year, and I'm thankful to know that it will hire an estimated 2,600 workers in Georgia by the end of 2023. Thanks to the partnerships we're announcing today, veterans who call our state home will be able to connect to those opportunities more easily, as will their families. And SK Battery will benefit from having greater access to a quality talent pool of hardworking former service members. So again, I want to express our appreciation to Timothy John and the entire SK Battery American team for prioritizing the hiring of veterans. Thank you for helping us to honor and support this important population in our state. And thank you for helping to further Georgia's history and reputation of valuing our active and retired military. I know this partnership will lead not only to more veterans hired in quality jobs, but also a more successful SK Battery America. God bless you all. May God bless those who have served, and may He keep our active service men and women safe. And with that, I'll turn it over to General Carden for some remarks. General.
Good afternoon, Governor Kemp, Mrs. Kemp, Commissioner Ross, members of the Georgia General Assembly, Mr. Timothy John, and Mr. Stephen Yang, distinguished guests, soldiers, airmen, veterans, patriots, one and all. On behalf of the 15,000 men and women in the Georgia National Guard, I want to take this opportunity to thank you for everything that you do for us each and every day, not only our service members and families, but all of our active service members, veterans, and their families. I'd certainly like to thank Governor Kemp and Mrs. Kemp for the outstanding example that they set every single day to make Georgia the greatest state for a veteran or service member to live, work, and raise a family. Let's give our leaders a round of applause. Commissioner Ross, Georgia Department of Veterans Service, ma'am, thank you so much. Thank you for having the foresight and the vision to connect the Georgia National Guard Work for Warriors program with SK Batteries. Your leadership matters, and I cannot thank you enough. Mr. Stephen Jang, your outreach as SK Batteries External Affairs Director is an example that I hope every employer will emulate. The National Guard across this country provides 21% of the joint force for 3.9% of the overall defense budget. We call that a value proposition in our business, and that wouldn't be possible if we didn't have employers that were willing to share human capital. 80% of our formation that serve in the Georgia National Guard also serve an employer in the state of Georgia. You have created an ecosystem that will allow us to recruit and retain the very best that Georgia has to offer. In today's security environment, this is a security imperative. You may not know it. As you do your business and you generate value to your shareholders, you're also generating a component of our national security that's absolutely indispensable. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for what you're doing for not only the members of the Georgia National Guard, but all the members and veterans of the United States Armed Forces. In closing, I'd like to thank Lieutenant Colonel Jamie Clay and Miss Lacey Turner, who lead our Work for Warriors program in the Georgia National Guard. Thank you all for allowing us to be here. Thank you for making this partnership a reality for members of our armed services. Thank you.
Governor, First Lady Kemp, members of SK America, General Cardin, members of the General Assembly, and all the distinguished guests behind me, I am very honored to be here this afternoon. I've not been in this position for very long, but it wasn't 30 days into my tenure as Commissioner of Georgia Department of Veterans Service that I met with SK America leadership and about their dedication to hiring our military and our veterans because of the tremendous HR value that they bring. Think about the incredible dedication that they bring to the workforce, about the skills that they have, that they've demonstrated, not only here within the state, but nationally. So it is definitely my honor to help announce this partnership with Work for Warriors, who I do work with quite a bit. So Mark Twain said, actions speak louder than words, but not nearly as often. And I would like to say that this is one of those partnerships where actions definitely do speak louder than words. So I would like to thank Governor Kemp, members of our General Assembly, for showing that veterans and military are our priority. What many folks don't know is when you look at the unemployment statistics, veterans actually are lower than the national average. But in fact, when you dig just a little bit deeper, those military members who are getting out, separating after just one tour of duty, are younger folks that typically have young families, actually have double the unemployment rate than our national average. These are the folks that we're trying to attract and retain here in Georgia, give them that next career, give them that great job with a tremendous company, and allow them to help stay and fill Georgia's skills gaps. That's what SK America will help us do. That's what this partnership will help us do. Not only on behalf of those 700,000 veterans, but on behalf of our citizen soldiers who are standing here behind me. So I would like to thank the state of Georgia. I would like to thank SK America, and I'm excited about this opportunity for our veterans and for our Guard. And I know this will just be the beginning of a very great partnership. So thank you. And if I could just ask everybody to stay in place for a minute, I do think we want to get some photos. So would I invite our distinguished guests up?